It was 2:47 a.m. on a cold winter night in Chicago. The streets were almost empty. A bus driver named Daniel was finishing his final route of the night. For nearly 20 years, Daniel had driven the same road every night. And according to him, nothing strange had ever happened before that night. The city was silent. Rain hit the windows softly as the nearly empty bus moved through the dark streets. Only 2 passengers remained inside. An old man sleeping near the back, and a young woman staring at her phone. Daniel checked the clock above the windshield. 2:59 a.m. Just one more stop left. As the bus approached an empty station near the edge of the city, Daniel noticed someone standing alone under the streetlight. A tall man, wearing a long black coat. His face was impossible to see clearly. The strange thing was, nobody ever used that bus stop at night, especially not during winter. The man didn't move, didn't wave, didn't even look at the bus. He just stood there motionless. For a moment, Daniel considered driving past him, but company policy required drivers to stop for waiting passengers. So he opened the doors. The man stepped inside slowly, and the moment he entered, something felt wrong. The temperature inside the bus suddenly dropped. The young woman near the front looked up nervously. Even the old man in the back woke up immediately. The stranger said nothing. He simply walked to the last seat on the bus and sat down. Daniel looked at him through the rearview mirror. Still no face, only darkness beneath the hood of his coat. The doors closed. The bus continued moving. For several minutes, nobody spoke. Only the sound of rain and the engine filled the silence. Then suddenly, the lights inside the bus flickered. Once, twice, and then everything went dark for 3 full seconds. When the lights came back, the young woman screamed. The old man near the back was gone. His bag still rested on the seat, but the man himself had disappeared. Daniel immediately stopped the bus. He searched every row. The emergency exit was still locked. The windows were closed. There was nowhere the old man could have gone. The young woman was panicking. She kept repeating the same sentence over and over. He took him. Daniel turned toward the back seat. The stranger was still sitting there completely motionless, watching. Daniel couldn't explain it, but somehow he knew the stranger was smiling beneath the darkness. Trying to stay calm, Daniel grabbed the radio, but all he heard was static. Then suddenly, a voice whispered through the speaker, "Don't stop the bus." Daniel froze. The voice didn't sound human. The young woman began crying, and outside, the streets no longer looked familiar. Daniel had driven this route for years, but now the roads were different. The buildings looked abandoned. Streetlights flickered endlessly, and there wasn't a single person outside. That's when Daniel noticed something horrifying. The clock on the dashboard still read 3 a.m. The time had not moved in over 20 minutes. Panic spread through the bus. Daniel slammed the brakes, but the bus didn't stop, kept moving on its own, faster and faster through the empty streets. The stranger slowly stood up. For the first time, Daniel could see his face, or at least what remained of it. His skin looked pale gray, his eyes completely black, and his smile stretched unnaturally wide across his face. The young woman screamed louder than before. Then every light inside the bus exploded at once. Darkness consumed everything. Daniel later told police that he could hear whispering surrounding him in the dark. Dozens of voices, all saying the same thing. Stay seated. Then suddenly, silence. When Daniel opened his eyes, the bus was parked beside the road. Morning sunlight filled the windows. Police cars surrounded the vehicle. Daniel was found alone inside the bus. The young woman was gone. The stranger had disappeared, and there was no record of any old man ever boarding the bus. But the creepiest part came later. When police reviewed traffic cameras from that night, the bus was seen driving through the city for hours. But at exactly 3 a.m., one camera captured something impossible. For just one frame, every window of the bus appeared completely black, and dozens of pale faces could be seen staring from inside. Daniel quit his job the next day, and according to reports, That exact bus route was permanently closed. But some people in Chicago still claim that at exactly 3 a.m., an empty bus sometimes appears in the fog. And if it stops for you, you should never get on.